Okay. Good morning, Fellowship Hi-Crest. This is Brail in our new studio, and this is your Jumpstart for April 1st. It's coming from Joshua chapter 5, starting at verse 2. And it says this: At the time the Lord told Joshua, make flint knives and circumcise this second generation of Israelites. So Joshua made flint knives and circumcised the entire male population of Israel at Gibeath Harloth. Joshua had to circumcise them because all the men who were old enough to fight in battle when they left Egypt had died in the wilderness. Those who left Egypt had all been circumcised, but none of those born after the Exodus during the years in the wilderness had been circumcised. You know, there's something that I gather from this passage, and even just from this time of Joshua taking over the leadership of the Israelites. During their time in the wilderness, after they had been freed from slavery, the Israelites definitely had a point of rebellion against God. And so God made it to where that generation that had rebelled against him would never be able to see the promised land. And so they actually stayed in the wilderness until a new generation had been born. And at that time, one thing that signified the Israelites from others was circumcision. And so God told Joshua, hey, you need to circumcise this new generation so that they remember who I am. My question to us is, what are our signs? I'm not recommending that all the guys go out and get circumcised, that you go out and circumcise your kids. But what I'm saying is, what are the reminders in our lives that tell people that we are set apart, that we follow God? When I was in college, I went out to eat with a brother who had actually renounced the faith at the time, but used to study deeply and went to seminary. And when we went to eat, I was like, man, brother, do you mind if I pray for our time? He said, sure. I prayed, and afterwards he kind of scoffed at me. He was like, you know, the Bible doesn't say that you have to pray before you eat every meal. And I said, yeah, actually, I did know that. But I find that as I go through the day, I tend to forget that it's God who is providing for me. And so those times of stopping tell me that, man, God is really the one who has made this happen. I love to eat. And so it tells me that this thing I love is something that God provided. And it also tells those around me that I have a certain reverence for something other than myself when I go to eat. What are the signs that you're showing your children, that you're showing your unbelieving friends, or even your friends who are just weak in the faith, that shows them that, hey, there is something else out here. God is a big part of what we're doing, and he has provided for us, and we have a commitment to him. What are the things that we do that show them that? Man, today, as you think about those things, I just want you to be encouraged that God is walking alongside of you. Have a blessed day. Continue to power up, pour in, spill out.